Chapter 23, Part 3. Don Levy was running for election and assured our parents that if he won, we could count on having the only colored paved playing field in that part of Arkansas. Also, he never looked up to acknowledge the grunts of acceptance. Also, we were bound to get some new equipment for the home economics building and the workshop. He finished, and since there was no need to give any more than the most perfunctory thank yous, he nodded to the men on the stage, and the tall white man who was never introduced joined him at the door. They left with the attitude that now they were off to something really important. The graduation ceremonies at Lafayette County Training School had been a mere preliminary. The ugliness they left was palpable. An uninvited guest who wouldn't leave. The choir was summoned and sang a modern arrangement of Onward Christian Soldiers, with new words pertaining to graduates seeking their place in the world. But it didn't work. Eloise, the daughter of the Baptist minister, recited Invictus, and I could have cried at the impertinence of, "I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul." My name had lost its ring of familiarity, and I had to be nudged to go and receive my diploma. All my preparations had fled. I neither marched up to the stage like a conquering Amazon, nor did I look in the audience for Bailey's nod of approval. Marguerite Johnson. I heard the name again. My honors were read. There were noises in the audience of appreciation, and I took my place on the stage as rehearsed. I thought about colors I hated: ecru, puce, lavender, beige, and black. There was shuffling and rustling around me. Then Henry Reed was giving his valedictory address, to be or not to be. Hadn't he heard the white folks? We couldn't be, so the question was a waste of time. Henry's voice came out clear and strong. I feared to look at him. Hadn't he got the message? There was no nobler in the mind for Negroes, because the world didn't think we had minds, and they let us know it. Outrageous fortune. Now that was a joke. When the ceremony was over, I had to tell Henry Reed some things, that is, if I still cared. Not rub, Henry. Erase. There's the erase us. Henry had been a good student in elocution. His voice rose on tides of promise and fell on waves of warnings. The English teacher had helped him to create a sermon winging through Hamlet's soliloquy. To be a man, a doer, a builder, a leader, or to be a tool, an unfunny joke, a crusher of funky toadstools. I marveled that Henry could go through with the speech as if we had a choice. I had been listening and silently rebutting each sentence with my eyes closed. Then there was a hush, which in an audience warns that something unplanned is happening. I looked up and saw Henry Reed, the conservative, the proper, the A student, turn his back to the audience and turn to us, the proud graduating class of 1940, and sing, nearly speaking, "Lift every voice and sing, till the earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty." It was the poem written by James Weldon Johnson. It was the music composed by J. Rosamond Johnson. It was the Negro national anthem. Out of habit, we were singing it. Our mothers and fathers stood in the dark hall and joined the hymn of encouragement. A kindergarten teacher led the small children onto the stage, and the buttercups and daisies and bunny rabbits marked time and tried to follow. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope, unborn, had died. Yet, with a steady beat, have not our weary feet come to the place for which our fathers sighed? Every child I knew had learned the song with his ABCs, and along with "Jesus loves me, this I know," but I personally had never heard it before, never heard the words, despite the thousands of times I had sung them, never thought they had anything to do with me. On the other hand, the words of Patrick Henry had made such an impression on me that I had been able to stretch myself tall and trembling and say, I know not what course others may take, but as for me, give me liberty or give me death. And now I heard, really, for the first time, we have come over a way that with tears has been watered. We have come treading our path through the blood of the slaughtered. While echoes of the song shivered in the air, Henry Reed bowed his head and said, "Thank you," and returned to his place in the line. The tears that slipped down my face were not wiped away in shame. We were on top again. As always, again. We survived. The depths had been icy and dark, but now a bright sun spoke to our souls. It was no longer simply a member of the proud graduating class of 1940. I was a proud member of the wonderful, beautiful Negro race. Oh, Black, known and unknown poets, how often have your auction pains sustained us? Who will compute the lonely nights made less lonely by your songs, or by the empty pots made less tragic by your tales? If we were a people much given to revealing our secrets, we might raise monuments and sacrifice to the memories of our poets. But slavery cured us of that weakness. It may be enough, however, to have it said that we survive in exact relationship to the dedication of our poets, include preachers, musicians, and blues singers.